Namaste, an absolute pleasure to meet you. Swapna, I work for Skoolz. I'm their leader for customer engagement. So my Hindi is really pretty poor.
No, don't worry. My English is no good either.
Sir, I can just
सर
see
थोड़ा
the
छोटा
excellence of
बात
it
करेंगे
in it.
आज बच्चों को जो समझ में आए उनके हिसाब से
Yes, of
चाहे
course.
छोटा ही हो कोई बात नहीं 10-15 मिनट भी बात हो पर ऐसी बात हो जो बच्चों के समझ में जहन में आ जाए.
Absolutely.
Can you tell him a little bit about Skoolz?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sir, Skoolz is a edu startup. So I would just like to show you our homepage too, so that Skoolz is what this is. We take great pride in saying that we help you find the best school for your child within 10 minutes. We are a very well categorized, very well formulated, genuine information is stored here for ease of use for the parent. So we have categorized it like school day, school trending, near me, and all that. And we are rich by presence, like eminent presence like you on our portal who come and help our children better understand their environment and how to be a better citizen for this earth. We do conduct lots of workshops and webinars. We have lots of blogs that are there to help awards and recognizations and all. And our schools are categorized. This would be the page that the parents will come and see. Very well categorized, like boarding, online, co-ed girls, CBSE, ICSE, everything. So this is a very short intro to it, but any area, if you do get that particular geolocation areas, you will get. So that's how this is whole thing. It's like 180.
You will have the largest database of a school in India then.
So that's where we are marching towards. So yes, but the whole idea is our founder and CEO, Mr. Srinivas, has this vision of knowledge education being accessible to children, and one way that can be done is if we are able to connect parent to the institutions. So that is this is work in this is where we are going, sir.
No. This is extremely interesting because I think reaching out to schools on environment education is going to be critical because children can both be a more responsible citizen, but they can also make their parents more responsible. So we have to ensure that they push their parents to become more responsible, apart from they themselves inculcating the values of environmental stewardship and responsibility. So yeah, it's something that we can work together. I have keen interest in environment education. By the way, I worked with Church of South India, CSI, which has a large network of schools, to develop their school teachers training manual on environment education. I worked, I think it was in 2014-15 when CSI came to me to develop the teachers training manual, which I can send it to you. And based on that manual, they now also rank schools. How green is this school?
So that would be wonderful, sir.
That would be really nice. If you can connect me to their head, I will
pass. I can connect.
And we can work together with iFOREST, sir, on this.
Environment education is going to be, there has been a lot of attempt on environment education, but
not successful.
Not successful. Yeah, not successful.
We need to make
timing seems to be right now, sir. Timing seems to be right now to set the wrongs right and take this forward. If not now, I don't know when.
Yeah. There is no time left. There is no option now, frankly. The options are running out. Delhi last 5 days, I think Bangalore, it was raining, right?
Yes, sir.
Delhi last 5 days, the temperature was 45 degrees in April. The temperature in Delhi is always less than 40 degrees, 35. But this time it was 5, 7, 10 degrees hotter. So schools had to close down. Noida school, some of the school, they closed down. They said we are not going to operate in such high temperature. So I think we are running out of time and very, 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 very fast.
And what is this about oceans submerging the landfall and all of that, which have been?
Yeah, the sea level rise is there, of course. Coastal areas, sea level rise is very, very, very clear because of global warming. Because what happens when you warm water? If you warm water, water expands. And as our oceans are warming, it is expanding. And because the expansion means, the increase in height of water column. So a lot of villages are getting submerged. Sea level has increased, in lots of coastal areas in the country. So it's quite clear that sea level rise is also becoming problematic. So tell me how you want to proceed with this program.
Yes, we're about to begin, sir. Swapna, leave. There'll be just both of us in the window and I'll shoot.
Absolutely. Sir, I'm going to just, put myself off video and on mute. Absolutely.
Recording start, aap bata dijiyega, then we'll...
It is being recorded, Nidhi. You can take it forward. Sir, delight meeting you.
Thank you, Swapna, and let's keep in touch. Nidhi has my mobile number, and we all can work together on this.
Absolutely, sir.
Namaskar and welcome to a special program on World Earth Day, Invest in Our Planet, brought to you by Skoolz. It gives me great pleasure in welcoming to our studio today, Mr. Chandra Bhushan, CEO iFOREST, India's foremost environmentalist and climate expert. Thank you for joining us today at Skoolz. It is a school aggregator. World Earth Day is celebrated, friends, for protecting the environment and awareness of the characters of the Earth. This distinctive fabric of life makes it a unique planet. The 2022 World Earth Day theme is Invest in Our Planet. And the solution to many problems, including climate change, is to move forwards, conserving our planet. We need to act boldly, innovate broadly, and implement. Many issues are arising due to the indiscriminate exploitation of nature. Now is the time to our heads together and invest in our planet, in our livelihood, and together we can do it. Earth Day is an annual event celebrated on 22nd April every year to promote awareness of our environment's health. I would now like to begin by asking Mr. Chandra Bhushan, who's a climate expert, on how India is under a lot of international pressure to announce a net zero target. Sir, if you could explain the basic Earth Day and what its ramifications are.
Thank you, Nidhi, and it is my pleasure to be part of this program. I always enjoy my interaction with children, with young adults, simply because they are the future of this country. It is up to them now how they would like this country to develop, how they would like this planet to survive. Because today we are now talking about the survival of our planet, the survival of our species. The recent Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change report, which is the 6th assessment report, clearly shows that the time is running out as far as global warming is concerned. If we want to reduce the worst impacts of climate crisis, then we have a very short window of opportunity to keep the global warming within 1.5 degrees Celsius. Beyond 1.5 degrees Celsius temperature increase, the impacts are going to be devastating. They are going to be devastating on ourselves, because heat waves will increase. We will have more cyclones, more floods, more drought. Monsoon in this country will become highly unpredictable, which will have implications on water, on agriculture, on livelihoods of millions of people who depend on agriculture. So we are running out of time, and it is now up to all of us, and especially the next generation, how we are going to take our common future forward. Now, in this context, Earth Day is important. It is being celebrated for the past 50 years, and basically the Earth Day is about us celebrating this blue planet, which, as far as we all know, is the only planet habitable to us humans. We must celebrate this because we are a unique planet, a planet which hosts so many living beings, and with such biodiversity that it would be shame to lose this planet. And therefore, the theme of Earth Day this year, which is investing in planet Earth, is very important. Now, investing in planet Earth essentially means that we must invest human resource, political resource, economic resource, technological resource to save this planet. We invest in ourselves. For example, every parent saves money to educate their children. They invest in their children. Every adult invests time in improving themselves. They invest in themselves. Every country invests in defense to protect itself. Now is the time for all of us to invest in this planet. We have been taking out things from the planet. It is time to give back. It is time to invest our effort, our resources, our ingenuity, our technological might to protect this. This is what the theme of this year's Earth Day is, the significance of this theme, and work towards it.
Absolutely, sir. But you rightly said invest in our planet. Can you give us a few examples of what children can do, especially like turning off lights, turning off their computers when not in use? What are these little things that we could perhaps tell parents and children, since our platform is schools?
First of all, I think there are habits that we can change. Okay, the habit of wasteful consumption, the habit of wasteful resource use. For example, whether it is the amount of clothes we have, the number of cars we have, the amount of water we use, the amount of waste we generate. These all are habits. They are not essentials. Frankly, we need very few things to have a comfortable life. More than 70-80% of the things that we buy and we consume are not essentials for a comfortable life. For example, I am quite sure that these children will have a very comfortable and cool life even with 4 pairs of jeans. There's no need to have 20 pairs of jeans.
And jeans consume a lot of water.
Of course, that's what I'm trying to say. Manufacturing that one jean pant consumes vast amount of water, agricultural land, pesticides. After all, pesticide is used to grow cotton. So everything that you consume, you must look from the perspective of what impact it will have on our planet, or it already has on our. So one, I think we need to change our habit, the habit of wasteful consumption. And if we are able to change this habit, I think half the battle is won, because majority of environmental problem on this earth is because of wasteful consumption. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, that we have enough to meet everyone's need, but not everyone's greed. And frankly, the economy and the consumptive economy, the consumer society that we are building today is on greed. It is not on need. India today has vast inequality. We have about 10% of the population which is very wealthy, but 90% which is very poor. They can't even afford basic necessities of life. But it is possible for the entire population to have enough for basic necessities, enough for comfortable life, and enough to meet our potential. And this is what my message to children is today, that change your habit. And that's the fundamental thing. Saving water and doing carpooling, all those things are fine. Those are part of habit. And therefore, we must build habits, that are sustainable, that are socially responsible, that is going to make a better world.
And not go around in fanciful cars, pick up a bike instead. Absolutely. There has been recent news that the temperatures are rising. The heat wave is already on in Delhi, the capital of India. Why are we seeing these kind of unprecedented rises?
Nidhi, it is because of global warming. As I started by saying that we are warming our planet at an unprecedented pace. Since the onset of industrial revolution in 1850s, we have burnt massive amount of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas, and have released therefore massive billions, hundreds of billions of tons of carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse gas, which is trapping the heat and making our planet warmer. Now, if you look at the records of the past 170 years, our planet has warmed by about 1.1 degrees Celsius since 1850. Now, this might sound like a small number, but in geological terms, this is a rapid warming. An increase in temperature of 1 degree over a period of 170 years is unprecedented in geological history of this planet. So we are warming this planet rapid, which means that our days are more warmer, we have more heat waves. And as I am talking to you, Delhi has just gone through successive days of heat wave in April, which is again unprecedented. Delhi has heat waves. Delhi gets hit by heat waves, but that is generally in May and June, the hottest part of the year, not in March and April. But this year, we had heat waves in Himachal Pradesh. Southern part of the country was hit by heat waves in March. So we are now seeing the worst impacts of global warming emerging. We are experiencing it now. And therefore, the IPCC report, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is a group of more than 10,000 scientists, have come out with a report, and they are telling the governments that we only have a decade, 10 years to reverse this trend. And therefore, we all will have to work together, businesses, governments, people, municipalities, private companies, to ensure that we reverse this trend and halt the kind of extreme weather events that we are experiencing today.
So, also, if you talk about green environment and how do you feel it's very essential for children to have, environmental studies in their syllabi or their curriculum to help parents also understand the need of protecting our planet Earth?
Well, my first suggestion is that environment has to be taught inside the classroom, but more outside the classroom. Children who are born in cities have not experienced nature, and nature is wonderful. They should know how their food is produced. They should know the smell of the soil when rain falls. They should experience the noise of the forest, the breeze passing through trees. Nature is wonderful, and you will start loving nature. You will a responsible citizen when you will experience that nature. Spend time, not as a tourist. We go for a few days to a wildlife sanctuary and feel that we have seen nature. We haven't. Nature is not a 2 days tour package. And therefore, my first recommendation to schools and children and parents is go out, experience nature. That would be the biggest learning in your life. So yes, you can teach something in classroom, but you can teach a lot more outside classroom. So, understanding what green means, understanding what nature-based solution means, understanding how different species interact with each other, how it is such a wonderful balance that exists in nature. It is important that you experience nature, and this is what I'll recommend.
Any other suggestions how we tackle pollution? Because we see a lot of pollution in Yamuna also when we talk of Chhat Puja, or these kind of festivals also lead to a lot of air pollution as well, construction activities. What should be India's way forward looking at 2070?
Religion and nature have deep connection. Every religion talks about divinity of nature. Pick up any religious book and it talks about the divinity of nature and the responsibility of the devotee to protect nature. All the religions that have been born in the subcontinent, the Indic religion, whether you take Buddhism, Jainism, Hinduism, Sikhism, they all are deeply rooted in nature. And therefore, I find it really ironic that when we celebrate our festivals, when we celebrate our gods, we actually pollute the nature. And therefore, we have to see our heritage. And we have a very, very, wonderful heritage of protecting the environment. Our religion teaches us to be responsible towards nature. And therefore, we should ensure that our festivals are green, that they are not wasteful, that they are not noisy, that they are not polluting. These are basics that we can do. And therefore, my suggestion to all the children is celebrate your festivals, but ensure that they are not harming the nature. And similarly, start inculcating habits that takes into account, the kind of impacts that you will have on the environment.
Sir, also about climate catastrophe, which is really in the news these days. One last question to you about cyclones. Children are very interested and would like to understand why the nature of the cyclones is so changing now.
Well, it is a very simple science, and the science is that if you have a warmer planet, you will have more evaporation. And as you know that 3/4 of our planet is water. Now, a warming planet means warmer water bodies, and therefore more evaporation, therefore more clouds, and therefore more cyclones. It's a very simple science, the science that we experience every day. Now, as the planet warms more and more, we will have more intense cyclones, we will have more frequent cyclones, and it will be devastating. Cyclones kills people, it destroys destroys infrastructure and the economy. And therefore, apart from the fact that we have heat waves on land, we also have heat waves in sea. And therefore, it is important that we control our temperature, we limit global warming to less than 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Absolutely, sir. And on that lovely note, I'd like to thank you for joining us today and talking to us about changing climate and how we could perhaps invest in our planet and adopt climate adaptation, and also that given that our needs are so diverse, limit them. I'd like to thank you for sparing your valuable time to join our viewers at Skoolz. Earth Day, friends, is a very important day. Well, let's consider the impact of humanity on environment and take steps to minimize these impacts. And as a result, we can all live happier and healthier lives in tune with nature. On that note, many thanks for watching. Namaskar.
Thank you.
Sir?
हाँ.
आपको गाड़ी आ जाएगी 11:15 तक, क्योंकि स्टूडियो 12:15 से ही हमारा है, उससे पहले कोई और प्रोग्राम चल रहा है.
How much time it will take? It will take half an hour from my place. Okay.
And then we'll shoot that, and then you can. I'll have you dropped at your office.
Absolutely. Thank you, Swapna. Thank you, Nidhi, and
thank you.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful. Thank you so much, and we'll send you the link as soon as it put
Yes,
up.
absolutely. Thank you.
Please share it. Thank you, Swapna.
Thanks, Nidhi. Bye.